Hey guys, pretty disappointing. Harvard, Ivy League school, pretty disappointing. And I'm glad, I'll tell you what, I'm glad that the Harvard men's soccer has had their entire season revoked because they were rating women poorly. That is a travesty. And this is something that doesn't just go on with Harvard men's soccer. It goes on with the rating system entirely across the board. People just don't seem to get it right. They don't know how to do it. Can you pull up this article? So what happened was the Harvard men's soccer team was rating the female soccer team. And they had numbers for them out of 10, 1 out of 10. And it was discovered. These were women, by the way, who trusted these guys and knew them as friends. And then they found out that they were a 6 or a 7 or an 8. And we've tracked down some of these women. And it started with actually a quote in the article. It says, some of the ones described in the 2012 report broke their silence in a crimson op-ed. Kelsey Clayman, Brooke Dickens, blah, 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 blah. And said they were beyond hurt to learn. Okay. If you are going to rate someone, you need to do it correctly. I know it's an art, not a science, but there is mathematics involved in it. There are two things to rating someone out of 10. It's the context and how they look. Now, this mug in a book of 8x10s is a 6.4, 6.5. But when you add in my money, my pedigree, blah, 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 all that stuff, if I was single, I could probably get a 7.9. That makes me, overall, a 7.9. If Danny DeVito can get an 8, then he is considered an 8. But obviously, if you were just looking at 8x10s in a binder, just looks-wise, and especially because he's a midget, or whatever he is, he'd be a 3.9. So with these girls, we don't know their context. I mean, they're little kids, as far as I'm concerned. I'm old. So I can just go purely aesthetically, and that's what we'll be doing here when we go through all these girls. Let's start with Kelsey Clayman. All right. Her nose is big, and that can be a problem. Very gummy teeth, but she's obviously put together. And I'm letting a little bit of Harvard sneak in here, so I am using a bit of context. Like, I know this girl isn't in a trailer park doing math. So I have to admit, even though I don't know her, I am letting that seep in to the rating. But the beauty of the art of rating, now I heard this girl got a 5.8 from the Harvard men's soccer, and that pisses me off. Because a lot of guys will go, oh, blonde with big tits, 9, 10. Ugly chick, she's a 1. Alina Dunham's a 1. You have to leave room at the bottom for burn victims and women and men who weigh like 1,500 pounds. And then as far as 10s go, well, there's a bell curve. And I believe that you should only say you saw a 10 maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months. Don't go throwing around 9s and 10s. Every time you ask a girl what she is, she goes, I'm a 10. You go, well... Especially black people, for some reason. Every time I ask a black guy what he is, he goes, yo, I'm a 10. And I'm like, Sherrod, you're a fucking solid 7 at best. But, yeah, a 10 should be very rare. You got to remember Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, all those, supermodel movie star stuff. They have to occupy the top spots. You can't be taking their 9s and 10s from them. Anyway, this woman, I'm going to give her 7. Seems nice. The soccer team was way off. They should be punished for being cruel. This is I just can't say 7. See, a lot of it is your gut. I'm going to go with 6.99. 6.99 for Kelsey Clayman. And screw you, Harvard men's soccer, for throwing out 5.8. What? Let's go to Brooke Dickens, the other girl. Very upbeat. I mean, part of it, too, with attraction is you're looking for a wife. And you can just tell she's always positive, always fun to be around. At Super Bowl, she makes a little sausage, little pigs in a blanket things and stuff. She's fun. So she'd be a great mate, great breeder. I can't really see her body, but I'm Canadian, and we wear coats so much that we really judge most women just by this one little goalie mask part of their body. Like, we don't even see their ass most of the year. Anyway, the men's soccer reportedly gave her a 7. That's too mean. Once again, they screwed up. This is a 7.6. 7.6 for Brooke Dickens. Alika Keene. Weird names here. Oh. An African-American lady. Not your most standard beauty, but clearly healthy and of good stock, going to Harvard. 7 seems like the bigotry of low expectations. 6 feels realistic. 5 is just cruel, and I believe some of these guys gave her a 5, which is racist. This woman is clearly a solid 6, and I mean that with the most enthusiasm possible. She should be on the cover of 6 magazine, and other 6s should read about her and go, 6s who made it. You know, you can be the hottest 6 in town. All right, Emily Mossbacher, breathtaking. It's not really my type, but I can look through that. See, there's a site, hotornot.com. It's now a dating site, but back in the early 2000s, there'd be a face like mine, and it would say 6.5, and you'd go, that's mean, me. And, you know, they'd go, well, he looks like Donald Sutherland with AIDS. And then you'd look down below it, and it would say 390,000 people voted for this. So although it's not a science, if 380,000 people get to the number 6.5, you're a 6.5. It's just a fact. So I take that into account. Like, I ignore my types. I'm more of an Eva Mendes, like ethnically ambiguous types, but I have a brain and eyeballs. Like, I'm not going to kick Pamela Anderson out of bed for eating crackers. So this woman is clearly .85. That's a 7.85. Now, I believe the soccer team gave her a 7, which again, guys, did you think you were going to be playing soccer all year, making idiotic mistakes like being 0.85 off? Of course not. Grow up. All right, Lauren Varela was another one. Whoa. See, this is why I'm happy I don't go throwing 8s and 9s around. So when one of them comes along, I can see. Now, can you zoom in on her? I don't know if we have the technology here, but that is something else. I don't know if that's her prom or something. No, you're zooming in on me, dude. Can you zoom in on her or not? Why did you nod? We're losing time here. This is all very important stuff. Oh, that's right up my alley. I like cute. I like Bambi. My types are ethnically ambiguous. I like cute ones like Barbie Benton, and I like sort of a sense of plumpness. She has all that. She has that cartoony Italian face. Obviously way too young for my taste. The guy behind her, by the way, just for context, is a 1.9. She is, can we scroll down? Now, the soccer team gave her a 9, which is just dumb. No, don't jump ahead. She's obviously not a 9, but she's damn close. So the men's soccer team didn't screw up that bad. I'm going to give her a, what feels good? You got to feel it in your chest. 8.5. And lastly, let's do Haley Washburn. Now, Haley Washburn, I can tell this is a bad picture. It's blown out. She looks much older than she is thanks to that flash. I think young girls have a self-esteem problem. They have too much self-esteem. And they'll take a bad picture and go, that looks great. And you go, you look like you're a beautiful 40-year-old. So I can de-filter that on the app, and I can see through the mistakes here with the flash. I know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a solid 7.6. And the men's soccer team, of course, screwed up. The little kids, they see the blown up flash, and they go, it looks kind of old in this, 6. No, guys, use your brains. That's it for the ratings, and I have had enough of these amateurs coming in here and going, she's fat, she's a 2. Oh, she's got big tits, she's a 10. You're not invited to the rating system, gentlemen. It's 2 things, basic looks, and then also, if you have the information, context. You merge those together to get a number. Do it right, or we're going to revoke your season, too. Hi, folks. That was a Rebel Media short. I have my own show on Rebel Media called How's It Going? You got to pay for that one. Check it out right here.